All right, what's up, guys? Welcome to Stock Talk with Nico Kritikos. Today, we're going to do some analysis for Tesla stock, and I'm going to show you all the reasons that I am bullish on this stock for the next couple of years going forward. So, to preface this, let's start off with I've been a Tesla shareholder since 2019. As you can see here, I own 96 shares now at an average cost of $35. The last couple days, I've been buying some shares, and if the stock keeps falling, I will keep buying more shares. So, the first thing I want to draw some attention to is that their pre-orders for the Cybertruck are now over 2 million. Just to put that into perspective, last year their Model Y was the best-selling vehicle globally, not just for EVs, but for all vehicles. Best-selling vehicle globally, and that did 1.2 million sales. And so the Cybertruck has over 2 million pre-orders now. And then just for reference as well, global car sales last year was about 75 million. So the next reason that I am bullish is because of Elon Musk, one of the most creative and interesting, innovative leaders we have for a company right now. And as long as Elon Musk is, putting time and effort into the company, I think it's really going to pay off. So then we have the PE ratio. We can look at the PE ratio right here. We're at very historic lows. Right now, it's trading at 34 times trailing earnings, which, as you can see, the stock in the last 2 years has normally traded anywhere from 34 all the way up to 81. But it has not been this cheap since December of 2022. And so that's another reason that this is a great time to be buying the stock. Then we can go back and we're going to look at the robot. If we go to their artificial intelligence page on the website, we can see that their Optimus robot is pretty much just an autonomous humanoid robot capable of performing unsafe, repetitive, or boring tasks. So that's something that is most likely going to be a ginormous market in the future, and we have no idea how much money that's going to bring in. It's a bit of a wild card. We don't know what that market looks like. We don't know when that's going to start. We don't know how much they cost. We don't know anything like that, but it's definitely interesting. It's something that I can easily see pulling in billions of dollars from that robot, right? Then we go to the Robotaxi. The Robotaxi event, I believe, coming up is August 18th. And the whole full self-driving thing is going to be, that should be a big day for Tesla. That should really help the stock out. And that should make people more interested and more bullish because they're going to be showing off more innovative technology. The Robotaxi, I mean, that's a whole nother market where it's like, how many billions of dollars can they make from that? Who knows? We haven't seen that yet. But that's another thing to be excited for the future. Then we look at their AI chip for full self-driving and their Dojo supercomputer, both for full self-driving. The way I look at that is, one, it helps their profit margins. Two, all this stuff that they produce in-house and manufacture in-house is something that they can sell and make money off of from other companies, just like how they did with the supercharger network, where now they have, I believe, around 6,000 superchargers, and companies like Ford and GM paid Tesla to be able to use their vehicles on Tesla's supercharger network. So just stuff like that is, adds to this whole situation. We also have the fact that they have about 22 billion miles worth of driving data with Tesla, and that's going to be a huge part of developing the full self-driving software. And the more data, the better, the more conclusions you can draw from that data. And again, it's also something that they could sell to other companies, or it's information and data that other companies don't have. And that puts Tesla even in a better position. Then we get to the energy storage business. So I looked this up. It says the market for this is about $250 billion. In 2023, their energy generation and storage business was up 54% year over year to now $6 billion. I believe we can see that. Let's see that. No, that's the semi. So here is the energy storage. You can see how fast this is growing, right? And so what, 2023, this is from gigawatt hours, I believe, is that measurement. And as it says here, for a total deployment, 125% increase compared to 2022. Okay, so we have that. Then we're going to go back to that chart, but we have services and other revenue up 37% year over year to now $8 billion. So these are all things that people are not really focused on because they're focused on how many EVs the company is selling. But these numbers are not small numbers anymore. We're talking $6 billion of revenue for the storage and generation business. And this is a $250 billion market that's going to keep growing, right? Because energy storage is not going to be shrinking anytime soon. Then we look at services and other revenue up 37% to now $8 billion. So that could be, in the next couple of years, in a couple 5 years from now, we could see this be tens of billions of dollars worth of revenue for Tesla. So it's not always just about focusing on the EV sales. Don't forget about the robots. Don't forget about their insurance business, all these other things, the AI chips that they're making, you have all this stuff. How I said earlier, 2023, they delivered 1.8 million vehicles, mostly because of the Model Y doing 1.2 million. And again, the Cybertruck, we have not only the Cybertruck, but also the Tesla Semi, which you can see right here. This is another thing where it's like, do we know how much money this is going to pull in? No, we don't know that yet. It looks like the range is 500 miles, which is pretty good. And this is just another wild card in the whole Tesla investment that we don't know how it's going to play out. On the balance sheet, we have $62 billion of equity and $29 billion worth of cash. So they're in a very strong position. They said on their investor presentation that they want to keep that kind of strong foundation on their balance sheet. Even when they go through unpredictable times, they still want to keep that, just that kind of that, it's a good thing to fall back on. It's good to have that extra cash and be in a safer spot as far as the balance sheet goes, because this is not Tesla's first time having to ramp vehicles or having to go through tough times. And the other thing I want to point out here is because it's kind of the entire car, because we have such strong inflation problems across so many different industries right now. It's not just an EV problem or just a Tesla problem. It's also just an entire problem as far as the car market goes, because interest rates are high, things cost more, and people are generally struggling a little bit more. Then we have the green energy push that we're seeing across a bunch of different states in the United States, as well as a ton of countries across the world. So we have over 20 countries aiming to phase out ICE vehicles over the next 30 years. The governor of California already issued an executive order requiring that by 2035, all new car and passenger light truck sales be zero emission. New York, New Jersey, and Massachusetts all considering the same thing. So that is my rant for Tesla stock. Then if we want to point out some competition, I don't really see too many serious competitors like Ford and GM, but I do see this BYD, which is a Chinese company, doing $3 million of sale, not $3 million, 3 million vehicles sold last year. That's the only serious competitor. But as you can see here, Tesla still has the #1 and #3 spot as far as best selling electric vehicles in the world. So that still makes me feel good about what Tesla's doing. And if you want to read more about the Tesla robot, the Semi, the Cybertruck, their AI chips, the full self-driving, the supercomputer, any of this stuff you can see on their website and learn more about what they're doing. But the thing I like to pay attention to is it's not just about how much they're doing for EV sales. It's also about all these other things that are wild cards that we don't know how much money they're going to bring in the future years, but it's probably going to be billions and billions of dollars. And we already have, their services, we have their so many different things bringing in money. So that's why I'm bullish on Tesla.